for, man. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah.
Boy, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Listen,
One of them. It's one of them ones,
listen.
isn't it?
Let me tell you now. Yeah, let me tell you now. There was a lot of chat last week from you
Like, calm
about a
down with the
certain.
banter. Calm down with the banter.
All right,
Calm down with the
okay.
banter. Let's calm down. Wind that neck way back in. Way
Listen,
back in.
listen. I was hearing a lot about Darwin Nunez. Yeah,
Yeah. What
talk
about
to
him?
me. The floor is yours.
Okay, wait. I need to understand what does Darwin Nunez have to do?
No,
What
I didn't
happened?
see the game. I didn't see the game, so I want to tell me how he played.
Oh, do you want to break down of the game, or do you
I
want to
want to
talk
break
about
down the game.
Nunez?
Yeah. Let
Okay,
me hear another excuse. Go on, let me hear it.
I don't make excuses. I only give reasons and state facts. That's just what I do. You know what I mean? I just get business done. It's how I operate. Anyway, so the game. Summarize the game. I'm gonna put in the first half, Liverpool weren't that bad, weren't that good, weren't that bad. In terms of the approach play. Where the play constantly broke down is when the ball went anywhere near Salah and Szoboszlai. They, between the two of them, they had the worst games I've seen from either of them in a Liverpool shirt. It was bad. It was bad. So
Salah, sorry, Salah and who?
And Szoboszlai.
Okay, yeah.
So it was like the epitome of inconsistent. There was, how can I put it? You get so close to the area, and then you can't control the ball anymore. You can't make a 5-yard pass. When you do a through ball, you're passing it to the wrong side of the player or behind the player. There was too many moments where things like that happened, and some people will say things like, "Oh, it's because of the international break. The manager shouldn't have picked the same 11?" Blah blah blah. I don't really ascribe to that. The players had an underwhelming performance, and in general, Trent had a horrible performance as well, but especially for his standards, like things just were not coming off for the most part in terms of what he was doing in the final third or approaching the final third because he plays deeper. So we had like glimpses, like moments, like Szoboszlai could have done better with a header than you would have had the chance that Jota had when McAllister played one dirty ball, like just chipped it over the defense. I mean, he kicks it right at the keeper. So we had like moments where it's kind of like you're not playing the best, but you need somebody to step up in those moments so you can win when you're not really playing that well. And the second half was everything that you wouldn't want to see when you're trying to win when you're not playing well. It's like you're not creating chances. The game becomes far too open. I understood why the game became open, especially when we took off McAllister. And some people would say, "Oh, because you played Trent in midfield and the game became open." No, the game became open because when McAllister was taken off, Gravenberch just played as a lone 6. So Szoboszlai and Trent were pushed down as 2 high 8s because we were chasing the game. And when
but you know what though, yeah. For me, if you're gonna play, if McAllister comes off and you're gonna play Trent in midfield, it would have made more sense. It would have made more sense to play Trent in the pivot. Yeah.
No, how can I put this? In the match, it would have made sense for at least either Trent or Szoboszlai to stay in the pivot. But because they were trying to push for a win, they both stayed further forward. One of them would have had to be in the pivot. Trent's really good in that in terms of getting assists in the final third or playing deep. He's really good at both. It's a really good option. But when we took off McAllister, we lost the control, and the control came from McAllister being that step between Gravenberch as the 6 and moving forward, and progressing the ball forward into the final third and the forward players. So that kind of loss of control and kind of showed in the game, which is why we ended up conceding. And it's a good goal we conceded, but that doesn't make it any more okay. And then when we pushed for The only thing that was good is that we didn't concede again, and that's only because of Alisson. Alisson's the one player that I can 100% say had a good game.
Mm.
He didn't do anything wrong. It's not a fault for the goal, and he's the reason why it didn't end up 2-0. McAllister was all right, but like I said, most of the players were actually okay in the first half, except Salah and Szoboszlai. Like Salah had a really bad game. From the word, I've seen Salah have bad games before, but usually it's not as like highlighted or noticeable because you had a Mane or Firmino who would win you the game or get a draw 9 times out of 10. Like stuff like that would happen. But when Liverpool do this thing where it's rely on Salah to score or Salah's the main outlet in the final third, the man responsible of playing the final pass, and he's not on one, it can be difficult when other players don't step up to the plate. So Szoboszlai didn't do it. Outside of his final third play, it was all right. Luis Diaz was the only one who really came close. Jota, he was in and out of the game. He wasn't that good at all.
You know what? Yeah, I think this season, I think Liverpool will come unstuck in that central position because I think Jota, as we know, Jota does get goals. Yeah. But I think the combination of him and Darwin Nunez as your two strikers, I think against the better teams, I think they're gonna come unstuck against the better teams.
To be honest with you, okay, yesterday's game is down to a poor performance from the players and an uncharacteristical. What's the word?
Uncharacteristically.
Yeah, uncharacteristically bad. It's not something that I expect to see from them on a regular occasion. So there is that side to it, but you know, with any team has that in them. But it's something that I don't want to see from the players on a regular basis because it's not something I could put down to they're inconsistent and we're trying to find consistency. That was just a bad performance and a performance that we didn't break out of jail like previous times in general. Like everywhere, like Arsenal have bad performances, City do, but they usually in recent history have someone to kind of like, you know, stick that 1-0, that 2-1 or something like that. So because that wasn't happening and the players that we would have traditionally relied upon to do that weren't performing, it was an off day at the office. That's the worst thing is I can see a bunch of positives despite the bad performance. It's something that I don't expect to continue happening. I expect them to turn it around. I would like to see what he's going to do with Nunez, because Nunez is the kind of player that if he works, he'll be one of the better goal scorers in the league. If it doesn't work, then we wasted a ton of money.
I think he'll be gone next season.
Well, I move him on next season. It depends what happens this season. I'm not going to write off him or the team this season for one game when I've had nothing to complain about. But
I just don't think Nunez is good enough, man. I mean, he's a chaotic striker, man, and it works for Liverpool. But I think the way that Slot wants to play now, I don't think he suits it at all.
It's funny because when it comes to Nunez, I'm the kind of person to tell you, okay, he has to do something this season or he has to go, But at the same time, when I hear people critique him, it's like, okay, I've watched him closely for more than a season, and I've been watching him, and the only thing I can say is the kind of piling on of Nunez in general is 100% on. It's like over the top. It's either unjustified or over the top. I'll give you an example. I hear someone say, "Oh, he comes and he's offside straight away. He's always offside." I was a player who's always offside, missing the most chances for us. You can't be offside, but have a stat where you miss the most chances. One of the two things is incorrect. Do you know what I mean? There's certain things that just don't make sense. He's the kind of player that will arrive in the box at really good times, really good moments. Last season he was extremely unlucky. And he was inconsistent, but also more than the inconsistency, he was unlucky. He was hitting the post way too many times. Keepers were making good saves, but in general, he wasn't ballooning shots or scoffing shots. So when I was watching him, I was like, okay, he's someone who's frustrating because I can see what could happen if he fires. Then when it comes to other aspects of his play, because people will constantly comparing him to Haaland, they were saying, no, Haaland can't play football outside the box. Nunez can't play football. They're not that type of striker. When people say that, I'm like, okay,